on social media that they're losing their SNAP benefits, oh, they're losing their minds.
Bitch, you are making this one way too easy and way too much fun. It didn't take long to find out your goddamn history. 3 years in prison. You're a heroin addict. You're a crack addict. What else was she on? Cocaine, LSD. You lost your kids. You've been on benefits your goddamn self. Well, you wouldn't have plastic surgery done. And I know a friend of mine went and looked up your OnlyFans page, and he regretted it because your butthole wasn't behind the pay page. Now he has your butthole, and you need to put it behind the paywall because now it's in his search engine. He has to go and clear that fucking shit out. Nobody wants to see your butthole, and unless I'm pretty sure, as he said, you smuggled a lot of things in that butthole into prison, but we all doubt that you smuggled your kids into that prison system. And we saw you also going into a school, and you actually went up to a 14-year-old trans kid, screaming at that kid, telling that kid that she wasn't a girl, that you could see her balls, that you could see that kid's penis. Who tells a kid about their genitals? Who the fuck goes up to a kid and screams to them about their genitals? Honey, you got some fucking mental problems, and now you're gonna come on here after you served time in prison. Your butthole's all over the internet. You don't want you even pulled your kids out of a school because you said they were in kindergarten. They were showing your kid porn, which was a lie. It was just a book another kid brought to school that was about trans, and it was a kid's book. And then you went on a rampage about that bullshit. So you chased the kid down in the fucking parking lot, screaming at the goddamn kid. You are a fucking monster, woman. And here's a thought. If you don't want your kids seeing any kind of porn, close your fucking legs on the internet. Don't stop putting dildos inside yourself on the internet and not putting stuff behind paywalls like you should. I mean, yeah, you got to pay to get on your OnlyFans page, but somehow things are popping up. So if you don't want your kids seeing that kind of shit, when they get on the internet, make sure they don't see mama playing with herself, because you don't really seem to really give a fuck about that. What you give a fuck about is being a cunt. And another thing too, it's all come out to this guy on YouTube. He's just put all your shit out there, and this is just way too much fucking fun. You really shouldn't be owning guns. And you can go ahead and go on and on about how your record's sealed. Your records are not completely sealed, and you still shouldn't have guns. Bitch, you shouldn't even have kids. You shouldn't even have fucking children. You're abusive, you're mentally unstable, and you shouldn't be on here telling people anything about their goddamn food stamps. What you should be is in a mental institution. And please, for the love of God, wash that pussy.